Today, we're going to show you a little bit about streamlined employee navigation and entry. What we're trying to solve here is provide a single view of navigation, change employee records, reducing the number of clicks. Access to information is all critically important when you're looking for data and needing to update it. Some of the highlights are related to configuring options to view those employees, viewing the combinations, not just of employees and contractors, but any combination thereafter, and making sure that we eliminate the duplicate and confusing navigation within the system. We've heard a lot from customers that it's confusing as to where to access certain information, and we wanted to give you a central location to bring that all together. What I want to do is, first of all, I'll show you what the system does today. So highlighting some of the issues that have been pointed out to us, and then go into the changes that help streamline this navigation. Let's go ahead, first of all, and take a look at how the current solution is working. I'm going to go ahead and search on employees, and that'll take us to the employee form. Here, we're kind of locked in to just seeing employees that are active within the system. So if you wanted to get to contractors, you needed to go through the contractor menu item. To see workers, employees, and contractors, go to the workers. To see future, you'd need the pending, and to see past, you need the exited. In this particular case, I'm just able to view the existing active employees for the United States Manufacturing Company. In the top menu item, or in the top action pane here, you'll see all sorts of different items. They're all the items that are related to the employee, in this particular case, Aaron Arnold. You'll see not just actions, but you'll see navigation points, jump off points to bank accounts, to view time off, to see all of the related data about that employee. We've heard a lot about this is cumbersome in many ways, in that there's so many options, we don't know where to find it. Also, if I just highlight April Olson here and drive into the details of April's record, you'll see that there are links also throughout the system. So if I drill down into my personal information, you'll see bank accounts are here, a number of different links. You'll also see that if I go into compensation, there's a few links under compensation, under competency and development, and under payroll as well. You'll see different links throughout the system that are kind of scattered within the application's navigation. We want to solve all of these problems to make sure that there's a central location, a clear navigation model, and will help you get through your employee entry at the end of the day, making it as efficient as possible. Different types of navigation, like I said, I can go to past employees. Again, you would need to know that this is where you need to navigate from to get to that kind of information. So this is just another example of the navigation elements and the view capability that we're trying to solve. With that, I'm going to switch over now, and we're going to enable this feature. So what you need to do again is go to System Parameters, and on the Preview feature, we'll go ahead and select Preview the Enhanced Worker Form. When I save that, I'll now see the new changes that we've put in place. And again, I'll go ahead and I'll just search and go to employees. Here now you see all of the employees again, just like before. You'll see the employees that are active in the United States Manufacturing Company and nothing else. However, now I can start switching up what I want to look at. I can switch over to just look at my exited employees and contractors within this particular company. New columns will be available based on the selections that you've selected. So these are past employees, these are exited, so now I can see the termination date and reason. If I want to see everybody, I can go ahead and mark all the boxes and apply, and now I'm seeing all of the employees within the system, whether they've separated from the company, whether active, or whether they're going to start soon. I can go ahead and search for those particular individuals. So if I search for my record, my employee record, I can see myself here, and I can drill into that particular record and see the details. Changes on the details record are similar to the changes on the list form. You'll see that the organization of that banner or that activities at the top has changed. All the actions are here under work. We'll see that you can still get to date manager. You can still get to a number of different areas, but it's organized in a way that it's scaled back and you're not seeing everything at once and you have to go and hunt for it. Each category is based on the information that were in the current buckets before, with a little bit of reorganization to make more sense into how it's organized. The other area that I would want to point out is we talked about the links that are scattered throughout the FAST tabs within the form. They have been consolidated. So you will see all your compensation, tax, employment, and development all in a single location. This way you don't have to know which FAST tab to open, which tab across the top to select to be able to get to the right information. And because of this, it also simplifies the profile, the work history, and the positions and everything else. There's not as much clutter here. You can go in, see the information directly on the form, and navigate to whatever you need to through links or through the action pane. Another key area that we've been getting feedback on is the ability to enter data for not only those active employees within the system, but for future employees and for those that have exited the application or the company. This has been very cumbersome. You really need to know what to do when this is happening. We have some capabilities in the product where you have to go to a date manager. You have to know where the field is on which form, which table it's almost in to be able to solve that problem. With the changes that we've made for the streamlining of the employee entry, you'll see that it is much more efficient. Let's take a look again at the way the system is working today. This will give us how cumbersome it might be to update some of this data. So I'm looking at a pending employee right now. I know that they start on 8/23 off on the right-hand side. 8/23/2019 is their start date. But what I do want to do is update their probation date. I know they're starting and I need to get that data into the system prior to the start date. So what you need to do today is navigate to employment history. Employment history is going to show me that 8/23/2019 employment record, but the probation date isn't necessarily on this particular form. You then need to know that Date Manager is available. And Date Manager provides all those date effective records that change over the course of time. The first area here, the employment details, also doesn't show probationary date. You do need to know that employee details is available and the probationary date is there. You'll need to go ahead and add a record and then specify the date. That would be the process that you'd need to go through today. And then when you save that record, you would see that the probationary date is updated. Now what I want to do is switch over and show you the changes that we made and how easy this particular change can be made in the current solution. So what we need to do is go back to that same system parameters, and we need to turn that feature option back on. So preview features, select yes here, save that. And now what we can do is we can go back to just the employees again. Instead of going to pending employees like you had to before, you can go back here, select all my future employees or all my pending employees and contractors. I can select Benjamin Martin. And now there's been a reorganization of the page itself. So now it's not just, a single employment, it's a work history. And in this particular case, I've got this 8/23 date. This is my employment for Benjamin Martin. You can see the probationary date that was entered in the old version. I can go ahead and select edit right here and make that change. Maybe that isn't as of today, maybe it's as of tomorrow. It's as simple as that. Whether this particular employee is starting, 2 days from now or 6 months from now, I can go in, edit any employment record as of the date of that employment, whether that's a past employee, a pending employee, or an active employee. All the data entry is the same. Another thing I wanted to point out is now that we have this whole work history, we also have a new status bar or a banner at the top of the employee form. You can see just at a glance, Benjamin Martin is a pending employee. They're starting in the future. His start date is 8/23. He's going to report to me, Darren Kramer. He's in a full-time position. He's in the sales and marketing department, and he's a marketing manager. This data was spread out throughout the system prior, and it's now available just at a glance. It's some of the most pertinent information about Benjamin Martin. And you can also see that he is employed with Contoso Entertainment Systems USA. Along with that, now we have the complete work history. We also have his complete position history. He has 2 positions pending. If he had a separation with the company and worked in a position as of 2000 or 2010, we would see all his past positions. All of those positions would be available from the positions fast tab or tab here, along with his work history. An example, maybe a better example, is if I go ahead and change my view options. I'll go ahead and select my active employees. Coming back to the list, I have all the information here based on the selections that were made. With that, I can go ahead and search for myself again. And if I look at my record, my work history shows me 2 exits and an active employee record. And my positions show me 2 active positions and a past record. Again, you could access this information previously. You did need to know where to go. You would have to move to the menu items or the action pane at the top, find position history, change the date options, and view all. The key here, again, is that all the information is at a glance. And if you're looking for an option that you may have been familiar with in the past and it's not available, it's going to show up under the links with one exception. When you go into work history, you'll see the different employments that are there. There used to be an option at the top of the form to change the as of date. We automatically do this for you now, so you don't have to remember to change the date for a specific employment to be able to be in the context of that employment. So it makes it easier to update probationary date as of this employment, looking at a past employment to see, maybe update the termination reason as to why they left. It's very possible that that information was provided in an exit interview after this record was created, and you want to go back and you want to get reporting based on why people are leaving the organization. All of this can now be updated just by selecting the field and adding the data directly to the form.